Hello, what is coming in for us? We have a new moon on February 17th. It is also the day of a solar eclipse and the day of the Chinese New Year. So we're leaving the year of the wood snake and entering the year of the fire horse. Let's take a look. I'm Lavender Moon, psychic, intuitive, tarot reader, spirit medium, and your guide along this journey. This is for all signs, so stick around, see what we've got going on. We're going to start off with some moon magic, deep moon messages. I purposely pulled the two that pertain to this day. We have Eclipse, I know myself deeply and find myself worthy. Look at that beautiful picture. And then here's what it says. And then the new moon, I accept renewal and delight in fresh starts. And then from the Moonology Manifestation Oracle cards, we have the new moon in Aquarius, which is our new moon is in Aquarius on the 17th. And it says, open up to change. And honestly, this message is so fitting for the tarot cards that I had pulled. I meditated, I pulled cards and laid them all out ready to go. And we've got cards of change here. And this is actually very fitting. And I feel like because we're ending the year of the snake and shedding that skin, we're done with that. We're entering into a year of a horse and getting some momentum going. The cards reflect that perfectly. So our first question is, what do we need to release to make room for new beginnings? And the cards that came out for that question, we have the Magician, knowing that we have all the tools we need to create the life that we want. We have the Ace of Cups, Swords, Pentacles, and Wands all together. We have all the tools we need. We can transmute the energy however we need to make our lives better. We also have the Queen of Wands, who is very confident and assertive and bold and fun and doesn't let anyone get in the way of her getting what she wants. So I think it's time to release not like caring too much about what other people think about us and what we're doing, and releasing the fact that we don't think we're good enough to do what we want to do. Because with the Magician and the Queen of Wands, it both says that we have everything we need. We can do what we want. We can make things happen. And if we're too worried about what other people think about us, we're never going to get it done. So we need to quit worrying about what other people think of us and do what we need to do. And then we have the Eight of Cups. We need to leave behind those things that are no longer bringing us joy. So if you've been sitting in a job and it has not been bringing you joy, you've been saying, oh, I'm not staying here, I'm leaving, and you're staying because, well, the job market sucks right now. Yeah, it kind of does. But if it's not bringing you joy, life is too short. So maybe you should be looking for something, maybe consulting with a career center or something like that, figuring out ways to either change the way that you show up in this job or change your job completely. Okay. I do feel like if this is a job for you, changing the way that you show up will be very beneficial. And that's something that my guides just said to me, because I'm looking at these other cards and I do think that that's very fitting as well. So our next question is, what blessings are already on their way, even if we can't see them? We have the Page of Cups. So this could be like you bringing your dreams into fruition, because this page is a very dreamy page, and he's got this little fish in the cup there. And like, we don't really talk to fish because fish are in the water. And of course, this is a mer person. I think it's a merman, but a mer person. And they're talking to this fish because they're underwater. But, the usual traditional Rider-Waite deck, the page is out on land with this little fish in this cup of water, and he's talking to the fish. And we don't know if the fish is real or not, if it's just a dream. But whatever it is, like, he's trying to get this dream to fruition. This could also be a message about love, or a message about something that you love. So like I said before with the job instance, if you are looking for a new job, this is the message, the phone call, the email that says, hey, we want to interview you, or hey, we love you, we want to hire you, something like that. So a lot of you could be starting a new job with this new cycle coming in on the 17th. Wow. Along with that, we have the Three of Cups. This is celebration. So yeah, some of you definitely have been getting a new job and can celebrate that. Maybe some of you are having a date over the Valentine's Day weekend, and it turns out to be something really good, and you want to celebrate with your friends. Hey, I found someone really good. All right. We also have two cards that decide to want to come out for this answer or question as well. And we have Judgment and the Page of Wands. Judgment is answering the call of your soul's purpose. So if you're stuck in a job that you are just not happy with, you find no joy in it anymore, it's time to search for what your soul's purpose is and answer that calling and try to work on that and bring that dream to fruition with that Page of Cups. The Page of Wands is exciting news. It's news about an adventure. So it could be that, you have always wanted to go on a mission trip and help others in different countries and see how different people in different cultures live. And this is all being channeled right now, so some of you this may resonate with. And this will be your calling to do that, and you take advantage of it and go do it and have lots of fun. It's a great adventure. Maybe some of you are going on a safari or just traveling or just seeing a different part of the country you live in that you've never been in. You don't have to travel very far. Maybe just take a drive or a walk or a hike or something, and you're exploring something you've never explored before. But it's answering the call. Maybe you need to be in nature more, and a lot of us do need to be in nature more. I agree with that. Especially depending on where you live, the weather could be prohibiting that because we are in winter still. So it could still be pretty cold and maybe snowy and icy where you live. Where I live, it's not a traditional winter this year. It was 66 degrees today in February, so not winter here at all. Okay, our last question for this new moon. What message does Spirit have about this new cycle? We have the Tower upside down. So right side up, the Tower is this big catastrophic change that comes in. Like this tower is on fire, it's building down, the people are falling out of the building on fire. And it's a very scary looking card. And a lot of people don't like it when they see this card. But let me tell you something about the Tower. Yes, it's scary. Yes, when that moment happens to you, that big change happens to you, it is catastrophic. It does feel horrible. But what it's doing is it's crumbling down and burning down a structure in your life that wasn't working. And so when it's done, you have a clean slate to build something new, to build something so much better in its place. But because it was in reverse, this means that catastrophic change that's happening isn't going to be so catastrophic. It could be as little as, oh gosh, I got a ding in my windshield. And if you have good insurance, your insurance company covers it. And you just have to have the hassle of calling and arranging everything, which really in the long term isn't that big of a deal, right? It sure feels like it when you have to inconvenience your life to do this. But on the other hand, it's not that big of a deal. The other thing that the reverse Tower can mean is that you are really opposing this change. You're like, nope, I don't care how miserable I am not changing anything in my life. It's staying the same because I'm comfortable in the way this life is, even if it's miserable. So I think the Tower reverse is saying, if you are that resistant to change, you need to open up. Open up to change. Be open to receiving what's coming in and what's going to make your life better, because the next card we have is the Chariot. When you're focused on your goals and bringing them into fruition in your life, quick success is going to be rushing into your life. You're going to see major change and it's going to be really good for you. Then we have three more cards. We have the Seven of Swords, which could talk about lying, cheating, stealing, or things being done, underhanded, sneakily behind the scenes. Nobody knows what's going on until they throw that tower moment down and say your company's in financial disaster. No one's talking about it. You don't find out until they say, okay, we're wiping out the whole department that you work in and you've lost your job. That could be this. This could also be you just changing your strategy. Instead of finding another job, like I said, changing how you show up in your job. Because if you realize, okay, I am really resistant to this job because I don't really want a job. I want to do my own business, but things aren't successful enough with the business yet. So you're doing this, you're working in this job to get the money to pay the bills so that you can then have the opportunity to work on your business, okay? This is you just showing up differently. So saying, okay, I accept that the reason that I am being so resistant to this job is because I didn't want it. But I kind of need it right now. So I'm going to have to just accept that and move on. And I think that's exactly what this is saying. Because with that, we have the 10 of Wands putting down the burdens that you've been carrying. So if you've got that chip on your shoulder that you don't want a job, or, you know, maybe you decided, okay, I don't want love ever again because it hasn't worked out for me. And you've got that chip on your shoulder. You've got that wall, huge wall up around your heart, but you're lonely and you do want love, but you're trying to convince yourself you don't. Put those burdens down. Take that wall down from around your heart. It will come. And then we have the King of Swords. Be honest with yourself. The King of Swords is also an Aquarius, so how fitting is that for the new moon in Aquarius to get an Aquarius card? Wow. So yeah, be honest with yourself. He's a very truthful, logical king. Try not to let your emotions get in the way of everything that you are trying to do in life, whether it's job related, whether it is love related, whether it's health related. Maybe you're being resistant to making changes in your lifestyle because you like your lifestyle, but it's not good for your body. It's not good for your health. And so it's time to make changes. You need to be honest with yourself and make those changes so that you can show up differently, either with work, with love, with your health, whatever it is that you're dealing with right now. And I did pull 3 angel number cards. So we have 1144 leveling up. I do feel like there is a lot of leveling up, and I'm being drawn to this 8 of Cups. This person is walking up this hill, so they're leveling up away from things that no longer bring them joy. They're walking away and moving up in the world. So I do feel like that. And also with the Magician, you know, he has all the tools he needs, and he, you know, can make anything happen. We also have 2 pages who are learning about their suits. They're in the very beginning stages of learning how to love, how to deal with emotions, how to deal with fire and passion and excitement. And you're learning how to do a lot of this stuff too. And I'm not saying that, you know, you're all as young as pages, because pages are usually children. But what I'm saying is maybe you're learning after a breakup, after the loss of a job, after, you know, not having your dreams come true, how to make them come true. So we're definitely leveling up here in this. And I really believe that this year of the Fire Horse is going to be a year that we all level up and change a lot. And this whole reading is all about change. We've got Judgment. We've got the Tower. Big, big change cards. Big change cards. Okay. Then we have 5151 Optimism. I do believe that the Page of Cups is very optimistic, and the Page of Wands. These pages are very optimistic. They know what they need to learn. They're learning it. They're on the road. They want to find out everything they can about their suits, and they're very optimistic about this. And staying optimistic about the changes coming in your life and how they can be better than what you've had is amazing. And I am a Scorpio sun, so transformation is Scorpio's middle name, right? And change is our middle name. So anything to do with change or transformation is really exciting for me. All right, and then the last angel number card we have is 222 Alignment. I do believe that all of this change you will find is in alignment with your soul's purpose, in alignment with how you feel, with your goals that you have set for yourself. And I do believe that this calling for your soul's purpose that's come in here, this new life that you're going to be waking up to, is in alignment with you and your soul's purpose. This is amazing, absolutely amazing. If you like this video, do me a favor. Click that like button, leave me comments, let me know what changes you're going through. If they're scary, if they're exciting, I want to know, I really do. And consider subscribing to my channel if you haven't already. And if you'd like a personal reading, that link is in the description and in my About section. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you the very best and brightest blessings for this new moon in Aquarius, solar eclipse, and year of the Fire Horse.